So usually I just record a video for my quantum healing channel. Usually I just record a video for my quantum healing channel and I post it, but I'm going to post this video on the quantum healing channel. Hopefully my mic is working. If somebody can let me know. I forgot to set up my mic. So I'm going to put this on our quantum healing channel, but it's also a live stream in my Facebook group called Quantum Healing Mysteries. Okay, good. It looks like the microphone is working. All right, so where do we start? Yeah, where do we start? Oh boy. So I got to tell you something crazy because I have had so many pieces of the picture that have now unfolded that it's like overwhelming because this is a 10,000 puzzle picture, 10,000 piece puzzle picture. So first of all, let me go back in time to kind of let you see the picture, because when you start to see the picture with me, your mind will be absolutely blown. So first of all, I sold my writing agency in 2021 and I entered the world of AI in 2024. That was the year that I was full-time. In 2023. I was working for the AI company set to replace me. And I went straight to the top of that company. I was the president. I worked with people that believed in Elon Musk's Neuralink, nanotechnology vaccines, which we now see you can inhale these things and it goes straight to your brain. Johnson & Johnson, how is that safe? And I studied nanotech in 2024 and I believed that it was going to be incredible, but I did have a lot of questions. I read Ray Kurzweil's book, The Singularity is Near. I got familiar with something called foglets, nanotechnology, and basically the premise that Ray Kurzweil laid out, and he laid it out as if it would save the world, okay? Keep that in mind. He said that the foglets could be manipulated so much that the very reality we would look at in front of us, meaning the air itself, would not be the reality of Earth, but a manipulation of the nanotechnology at hand. So I read that in The Singularity is Near, and I was like, whoa, this is kind of cool. I had no idea. Then in the fall of 2024, that company fell apart. I called it down. I'm like, yeah, I can't be here if this is how it's going to be run. And we split ways, and then I started First Movers. I had just cloned myself. I was the first person to do that on YouTube. 2 months later, fast forward from November to January of 2025, my health completely collapses on January 11th. I went from hiking, feeling pretty healthy, to in the hospital turning blue, could not lift my arms, and a year of hell began. In that year, last year, I fell apart systematically. Never thought I'd ever experience anything like this. And all the things I used to do, like juicing, eating keto, none of it worked. In fact, most things just made me worse. I would take a juice, I would take a high-dose turmeric, immediately feel worse. So I was given several labels finally in the spring of 2025. I was told you have Lyme, you have long COVID, you have mold. I'm like, what? I am not a chronic illness girl. I refuse these diagnoses. I don't want any of this. Like, no thank you. So I never took on that diagnosis as my own, which is really important in hindsight. And I kept digging. So I would say I'm a pretty average person in comparison to like how the world functions. Of course, like there's some not average traits there, but I would consider myself a decently average person. I was the person that you cannot pay me to speak anything. You cannot change my beliefs. I'm going to have to arrive at that conclusion for myself. That's who I've always been. So I'm not paid off by anyone. You cannot get me to ever sell an MLM, and yet here I am. Because this thing's a miracle. Never thought, ever thought I would be telling you that an MLM product is what saved me, but it did. And something Dr. Monzo said in this 10,000 piece puzzle in front of me, something he said was another like click. He said a lot of things in these end times we are in look good, and it's all evil. And the things that look evil are good. So whatever's been painted to look good is evil, and whatever's been painted to look evil is actually good. So keep that in mind. So here I am, a pretty, smart, I'd consider myself a pretty smart person. I can't be paid by anyone. I was the one, no joke, in 2 years ago that thought chemtrails were not real, that believed, if it was a rumble link, then it was probably dirty and icky. Ugh, I don't want to go see that. That was me, okay? 2 years ago. And then what happened to me last year forced me to go get the answers for myself. And what I found was unbelievable. So we are light beings. When the embryo is first formed in the womb, the first thing you get is light, an interaction of light. Dr. Monzo was telling me that the LifeWave patches are genius. He has tested them. I think he helped in developing them. And they are genius. But here's the reason they don't work. Because I wore them for 6 months, nothing. I know somebody that was really sick from COVID and complications. And the LifeWave patch, when they put it on, put them into seizures. So here's why that happens. Here's why all these modalities that are incredible inventions and have previously worked are not working. We are so depleted. So this is a really, really interesting theory, but you may have heard about iron overload. You may have heard of the root cause protocol with, is it Morley Johnson? All of that is true. We have been overloaded with iron. It's in fortified foods, cheap foods, and any kind of iron supplement is toxic because the body doesn't need iron. The body recycles iron. Iron creates magnetic fields. And the more of it that's in our body, the more of a magnetic field we become. Copper, on the other hand, is critical for 300 plus electrical functions. But we're not told we need copper. We're not sold copper. We're not educated about this. This is something I learned from Dr. Monzo as well. So if we're light beings that have been depleted of what we actually need to run our electrical systems, why do you think that is? Why have we been filled with iron? Why have iron shavings been put into fortified foods? So yesterday, I'm just going to share this. Yesterday. The stories in Julia's sci-fi life. February 14th, 12th. This is yesterday, February 12th. I, having been up till 2 a.m. Okay, so I made these big story, right? This huge story. The short of it is I started out 2 years ago learning about nano fog. And I thought it was going to change the world. I thought that nanotechnology was what Ray Kurzweil and all these scientists painted as an amazing thing. I was on that side, and then my health crashed. And it was a mystery, and it was unreal, and nothing worked. And then I was led to quantum biology over and over and over and over. So 3 months ago, I found Dr. Brian Ardis. I found his work on COVID, the nicotine patch, and I was like, whoa. And I was up till 2 a.m. learning that the spike protein is actually snake venom. Well, I was up till 2 a.m. again this week with yet another discovery. Spike protein is not actually snake venom. It's the imprint of snake venom, but it is 100% synthetic. So their goal, which has been a goal underway for a long time, is the 2030 agenda, is the Internet of Bodies. There's patents on this. It's a real thing. They want to turn us into transmitters. And listen, like I said earlier, I was the person that thought you would be crazy. Like, I would tell you to put your tinfoil hat on, get out of here with that icky Rumble video. I just can't believe this. Okay, so you take this long-term depletion of the right minerals, this complete distortion of the truth on every level, making evil good, making good look evil. The FDA has approved fillers, additions, poisons, nanotechnology particles, and things that we should never be ingesting. Think about that. The FDA has approved. So, if they're approving poison, what are they keeping out is the question you need to ask. How can we get our hands on that? So I'll have more details for you in another video, because we're going to record this video. Like I said, it's a live stream in my Facebook group. So if you're here watching, hello. This is also going to be a video on my channel, Quantum Healing Mysteries. So I will keep you updated on what we find with Dr. Monzo about this plant spray, because like this stuff has changed my life, got me out of bed. It's healing me. We verified through a test at the doctor's yesterday that I went to, the Energy Biblio Naturopath Clinic. Which is amazing, amazing form of medicine. Probably the only one I would trust at this point, because everything has been so compromised. Everything. But I will have more for you whenever this gets to Dr. Monzo and we find out. That'll be very interesting. So, yesterday, yes. Wow. So if nanotechnology was invented from evil, with evil entities, if it is satanic, and I believe it is after a lot of research on this, I would really encourage you to do your own. Go to Rumble and type in Monzo. Start watching. Okay. What confounds and shocks me are the fact, and this is why we know it's so evil. This is how we know. Because the, hello, Timothy. Because the people trying to solve the nanotechnology problem are being murdered. So I'm going to tell you a crazy story that I heard yesterday when I went to their clinic. Under cover of night, they worked with the whistleblowers during COVID that stood up, the nurses and the doctors. They worked with some of these whistleblowers and they got the vaccines under cover of night. And they were followed. I mean, like, it was really crazy because there is satanic technology here. And so through astral projection, the forces of Satan can see exactly where you are, and they don't need to follow you in a car. Which doesn't need to scare us, because we have a greater power. We are seated at the right hand of Christ. We just need to keep looking from that upper hand down at our world. So they were chased in cars as they fled holding these vaccines. They went back to his clinic and they used his energy machines, much of which have been stolen. But she had one there yesterday. And they used these energy machines to reverse engineer the frequency imprint of the vaccine. And they created antivenom. But remember what I said earlier. COVID isn't actually snake venom. The spike protein isn't snake venom. Dr. Brian Ardis, who I love and respect, and I've read his book and I've told you guys all about it, didn't know the full truth. Since the 40s, they've been working with nanotechnology to recreate proteins, enzymes, peptides, the things that run our body. And the snake venom inside the spike protein is actually an imprint of the DNA of snake cobra venom. It's the imprint, but it's synthetic. COVID is 100% synthetic, which means you cannot get it out with any normal method. You literally have to fight from the spiritual realm. And that's why I think we see so much spiritual attack and why we see the root cause evading mainstream. Like, where the hell is this stuff from? How do we address it? What's the actual root cause? Well, it's evading. And I know for me, like, I wrote a list of 300 remedies that did not work for what I was going through. 300 remedies. And I was just like, why? Why doesn't turmeric solve the inflammation? Why doesn't diet change my alkaline acidity levels? So yesterday we found out why. At the clinic, which contained some of the items I talked about earlier, the reverse engineered frequencies of these nanotechnology particles, which are in the vaccine, in the air, in the food. This, my friends, is a bigger problem than GMO. Much bigger. And we're just not ready for it. And if you're here, you're with me, I'm telling you, you're being called. You are being called to tell and warn other people, because ultimately our hope has to be in salvation. And the beautiful thing is, God's going to use this to heal and to turn people to Him when I'm talking to people every day that would never pray or would never have prayed. And they're like, will you pray for me? And I'm like, it's my honor. So yes, Timothy, Hercules, and Natasha, that's crazy. Turmeric made me worse as well. I crashed after I took it. And I'll tell you why, because our cellular voltage has been messed with, which is why, I think this works so well. It's not a protein. It's not a supplement. It's not a food. It's quantum nutrition. And the quantum research team that led this product, they knew, because this dropped right after COVID, they knew God inspired them. So, yesterday, I'm telling you, I have moments where I'm just like, am I going to wake up tomorrow and just be normal again? Am I going to be able to look up at the skies and be like, oh, it's a normal day in America? The days of Noah. That's what we're in. We're literally living out the days of Noah. And I'm telling you, this is not the only route, right? It's a route that I found that literally, like I said, 300 remedies, nothing was working. And frequency is the solution to this stuff. So somebody said, I got hit by something really weird. It freaked me out. It sounded just like what happened to us. It's a synthetic pathogen, a synthetic virus. Remember that. It's very evil. And they were like, I got rid of it through red light therapy, light, fasting, and prayer. So if we know that COVID is a multi-layered nanotechnology software and pathogen, because you need the software to run the pathogen, and Monzo is the only one I can find that explains this. You need the software to run the pathogen. And if they can remotely control the software, they can build custom diseases for every single human on the earth, which is why you see all these custom problems. And it's like, whoa, why do I have spontaneous eruption of the knee joint on the third row? Like, very specific. That's why. These are engineered pathogens. So when this person told me, hey, I got rid of this through light therapy, fasting, and prayer, I'm like, those are all the right modalities. That's why you got rid of it. Matthew 17:21 says, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. You know what it's talking about? Demonic entity. Do you know what the synthetic pathogens are? They are demonic entities. They are. But here's the thing. When you do the spiritual work, you still have the residue in your energetic realm, in your body. And wow, Natasha, the skies are thick gray in the UK. They're thick gray here. Complete gray blanket I'm looking at in Scottsdale. Yesterday, I know I was looking at a fake sun. It had a mirror on it. Listen, we are smart people, okay? I feel like I sound like the Rumble crazies. My rational self does not like that. Because I used to kind of hate on all that. They weren't smart. Those are lower intelligence people. And now, like, I've completely changed my thinking. I am the person that sounds that nutty. But when you have the full picture and when you actually experience it for yourself in your body, when I am confronted with the truth, like I said at the beginning of this, I can't be bought. You can't buy me. There's no money that would buy me. I can't be bought. Anything I tell you is not coming from the love of money. Everything I tell you makes me look absolutely crazy. And everything I tell you is the result of a giant picture that is assembling. Yes, come Jesus, come. That's right. We got some work to do though before he comes. Like, I'm actually I used to be terrified and upset for weeks. For weeks. Especially when you look at the Epstein files. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't want to freaking live in a world that is this evil. I don't. But then God told me to look at my kids. They were perfectly happy and healthy and safe right in front of me. And I know that my kids are going to do good in this world. They've been called. I believe they have a future. I really, really do. And because of that, I believe we do too. But we are in the end generation. I truly believe that. I would not be surprised because of all I've learned. You would not surprise me. And I know that's probably true for you too, Natasha. You would not surprise Natasha. If tomorrow Jesus pops out, I'm coming back. And it's the great white throne and it's judgment day. Like, yeah, I'm ready. It doesn't mean you want to die, but it just means you're aware, very much aware. So yesterday, whenever I heard this idea from Monzo that we have customized pathogens being developed that are run on the nanotechnology software, which if you want to dive into that, we won't go there today, but it came from the time of the Nazis. As you know, what happened with the Nazis is extremely evil. Extremely evil. Like, yeah, the experiments done on living people, you couldn't be human and do that. And there's your key term. I'll leave you with that. You couldn't be human. So if that's where this nanotechnology came from, the thing that clicked for me was like, why does this girl with long COVID who had her uterus removed, which is an injury in the body, why is she suddenly lactating and total malfunction, like crazy malfunctioning because of the uterus that was gone? Why would that happen? And why would I have lung symptoms and mold on my left side and slime mold over here that I can feel moving around that's gone in Jesus' name? Why are we so incredibly different? And I would see this. I'm not in these groups anymore, but I used to be in the Facebook groups for long COVID, which are more than 500,000 people. It's horrifying. And they would all describe different symptoms, but they all had 40, 50, 100 symptoms, like we all did. And this is the only answer I can find as a rational, smart person here, not some crazy buffoon. I have rethought my whole thesis on who the crazy buffoons are, by the way. They're not the Rumble people, which I used to think. Where was I going with that? So how you heal from this stuff. If we know that we are light beings, Satan knows that too. And what does Satan do? He does the opposite. The opposite. Love, hate, etc. Kindness, anger, etc. So Dr. Monzo's inventions here, this is what I'm quoting from. I'm literally quoting from his inventions, which, keep in mind, all of his equipment was stolen right over COVID. They knew he was inventing the solution. He's like the modern day Tesla, but it's the same thing Tesla himself created and engineered, and he ended up homeless and died from cancer. So if we know we're light beings, Satan knows that too. The belief is, with the nanotechnology solution, that we can reverse the reverse bend of the light. So Satan has taken this light and altered it in a spiritual manner. So our light in our body, which can't be measured through, especially not through a blood test, there's a reverse bend in that light. So we found this stuff through muscle testing yesterday, and then it was all corrected. There were weaponized pathogens that were discovered, and it was a muscle test. And your body doesn't lie. I believe that if you do muscle testing right, and many times it's not done that great, but if you do it right, I think you can actually get to the truth. And the device she used for some of this stuff was a Quest 4 machine, Quest 4, K-E-S-T 4. And it's this $20,000 software. It's quantum biology that reads your body and translates your body's energy fields into the imprint of that exact disease or problem. And I'm telling you, quantum biology is a topic we could spend hours on, because we have been systemically robbed of the knowledge of who we are, especially in America. We have been systemically robbed. It has been culled out, completely out of the textbooks. We have been lied to. We're not chemicals and enzymes. We are light energy beings. I mean, think about it. Our eyes wouldn't work. Like, our eyes wouldn't move if our spirit wasn't there in our eyes, Like, it makes a lot of sense. How do you do muscle testing? So you can actually do this yourself really simply. I used to have my husband do it, but you hold up an arm, and if your arm goes weak, it's a no if your arm stays strong. So you hold your arm up. Somebody else can do this. You hold the food item or whatever, pill right here, device. You have somebody push on your arm. If your arm falls, you're weak. If your arm stays up, you're strong. But another way, I've been muscle testing these days that I really like. I think I learned this in the iHercules group actually, I learned this from somebody who healed from long COVID, not an iHercules. So she told me you can close your eyes, put the thing you think you need against your body right here, and then just tell yourself to lean forward for yes, lean backward for no. So you can muscle test anything, right? So, okay, so we're going to do it right now. Okay. You just kind of get like, let the noise of the world go and just tune in. And you go, okay, do I need this spray? Immediate, yes. I feel my body lean forward. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Was 9 it? Yes. Okay, there you go. So I need 9 more sprays. It looks totally gimmicky. But listen, like I said, I am the person that has completely rethought what the word gimmick even means, because we are so manipulated by our governments that it is unreal. What is good is evil, and what is evil is good. Ash said that's the sway test. Awesome. Yeah, I saw that posted in the iHercules group, but it was a long COVID survivor not in our group that taught me that. And I thought it was genius. It's called the sway test, because you can do it without anyone. So 9 more sprays today. And one thing we found yesterday that Lyme is gone from my body. So praise God. I can tell you it's gone because all the flashing in my brain and the electrical things that stupid thing created, gone. And now we're just finding really high mold, which is why I'm like this. You know, I have a lot of ups and downs. I can't work long periods of time, really have to watch what I do, have really weird stuff happening in my lungs still. However, in the retracing journey of the plant spray, we are right on time. In month 6 is when it addresses mycotoxin. Month 4.5 is where I'm at, and Lyme is gone. So yesterday, I've got about 5 more minutes. We'll wrap this up, and then I'll keep doing this because, listen, I don't know who else to talk to about this stuff. Like I'm an AI entrepreneur on the front lines, but really, I'm somebody that said, I'm sorry, you can't diagnose me with these things. I'm going to find the truth, but also, even if you diagnose me with these things, is it even what you said it is? And let me tell you, to get to the truth, you could die on the way to the truth. Because the truth has been so freaking hidden. So freaking hidden. I learned that pretty much all supplements are crap. Even the best companies. The only one I will ever buy is Azure Well, because we do need supplements. We have 90 nutrients we don't get from food anymore in America. Azure Well. Only ones I will buy. Because the nanotech is everywhere, and it's going to be a way worse problem than GMO ever was. The foglets that Ray Kurzweil talked about in the book The Singularity, that I, as a former AGI utopian, believed was going to be a really cool thing. Those same foglets taught by these computer scientists are now in the very air we see, because what we see in the clouds and all of this is not weather manipulation alone. It's a nanotechnology forming around our heads, getting into our bodies. And if we don't detox every single day, there are 5 levels that nanotech will do to us. And the 5th level is nano life forms. And they predicted all of this. The Stranger Things monster that people get sacrificed to is literally what the Morgellon looks like. The Morgellon being the synthetic pathogen created by the nanotechnology. And as you just ingest more and more nanotech, which it's in everything, and you don't detox it, it's gonna happen. It's a matter of time. yes, the recording of this will be in my Quantum Healing Mysteries YouTube channel. That's actually where we're recording this for, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it as a live stream in my Facebook group, Quantum Healing Mysteries, instead of just a monologue for my channel. But it will be there too, because sometimes you just need to process this with your people. And I have found my people. That is you guys, whether you like it or not. Because this is crazy. And I was literally on the other side of this, guys, before my health crash. I was in the circles with the Ray Kurzweil people that believed that nanotechnology was going to change the world for the good. And now God showed me, God sat my ass down, and he's like, no, ma'am. You call yourself a Christian, you're going to learn the truth. And I'm going to give you vision. I pray for vision. That's what I prayed for in 2025. But it's not what I thought it was. And I had many, many prophetic dreams last year about my future that did not make sense. And now they all make sense. One of them was I saw people as zombies. Millions and millions of people. It was a really dark world. And in that same vision, you a mess. In that same vision, where I saw all these dead zombies, but they were still alive. Jesus was standing right there, and he's like, I'm going to let you see these people the way I see them. And immediately I had this sense of so much compassion, just overwhelming compassion. Overwhelming compassion for all these people that were infiltrated with technology particles that turned them into magnetic fields. And then the magnetic fields just attracted more of the junk, and then it grew the life forms. And when you actually know all this is true, it's really hard to live life the same way. Like, how do you? I'll never be normal again. Because I learned that our world is not normal in any way, shape, or fashion. Azure Well. So Azure Well supplements are the ones that Dr. Monzo created. Azure came to him. Azure is the largest independent food retailer in the country. And we're going to start getting all our food from them. Because you can't trust anything in the grocery store. Yeah. Nephilim agenda, yeah, goes back to Genesis 6, Satan's plan using the fallen angels, sons of God, yeah, who mingled with the women of earth, mingled seed. So yesterday, and I'll tell you more, and I gotta end here in a minute, but yesterday, I got to see firsthand that there are doctors and amazing people out there who have invented solutions. And guess what the solutions are for getting nanotech out of your body? There are 3 things. They are prayer, speaking the name of Jesus over this stuff, frequency, and light. So there were lasers involved in what happened yesterday, removing all the nanotech. So I was muscle tested, and my body was like, yeah, there's the presence of 9 weaponized pathogens here. And we immediately went through this 30-minute procedure with prayer, laying on of hands. Prayer and laying on of hands go together. And the ATB body system, if you don't have that book by Dr. Monzo, get it. It'll show you where to put your hands on your body to heal different things. And I'm telling you, it works. It's kind of crazy. When I do it, I get really relaxed. It feels like a nervous system reset. And you're just putting your hands like here or here. And you're holding it. Allowing your body to kind of drain, move. So, yeah. And then that was it. This is prayer, laying on of hands. It was light. And then it was, yes, I'll be out in 3 minutes. Prayer, light, and frequency. And so for us, I believe this is frequency. I believe the right frequency device, FSM, is frequency. I believe anything, think about it this way, anything that can restore your coherent field, which, what's that? We will be talking about this more, a lot more. I definitely have Dr. Monzo coming back on because we got to learn so much stuff because it's not been in the health curriculum for a century. Don't get me started on how maddening that is. Maddening. The love of money is the root of all evil. Because of the love of money, these things have been completely perverted because of profit, power, and control. So you have to restore your coherent field. And that's what this procedure was called, coherent restore. And it restored your coherent field. So this, I believe, restores your coherent field because it's frequency. Frequency devices are quite sketch. You have to find the right one. A good one is the Shift device, theshiftdevice.com. Another good one is the Vibe. Those are legit. So yeah, prayer. You need light therapy and frequency. And light therapy, can we get it from the sun anymore? Another rabbit hole for another day. I don't know. The sun's been messing me up. I don't feel that great. And usually sun heals everything for me. I lived in the sun all my 20s. Anointed words can be frequency. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I will tell you that I sat for 13 months and I listened to the Bible all the time and I played the Bible and I felt better. I still needed this. Like I still needed a machine, a frequency machine. And I use FSM too. So I think it's up to you, on like what path you want to take. Like I'll never push a path. I would not trust any Rife machine because there's no accurate Rife on the market. Even the ones that are sold are not what he developed. It's been proven that all his work was so destroyed and even the name sold off in a way that just removed everything. Yeah, the reason I wouldn't suggest Quest 4 is, that's a $15,000 machine. I would go to a practitioner that has a Quest 4. Because at this point, I have a frequency museum at home. I'm not buying another machine, sorry. I got what I need to heal. We're good. Oh, goodness gracious. So there's more to this for sure. But this is a lot to digest. And we will post the replay here in the group and on my Quantum Healing Mysteries channel. So, yeah, a question I have is like, how do I go back to just like living life in a world that's a complete mirage? Nothing around me is as it seems. Like that. So if you're there with me, I see you. That's me too. Oh, dear. So the two machines recommended, frequency specific microcurrent is actually a third I'll throw in there, but that's a $2,500 machine. The ones I've mentioned, yes, the Vibe and the Shift device, theshiftdevice.com, and the Vibe, those are in the $200, $500 range. It's really hard just to drop $2,500, especially if you've been sick for a while. Goodness gracious. The Shift device is Monzo's invention, and it creates a strong electromagnetic field around your body that restores. Right? We talked about coherent restore. You got to restore your coherent fields of your cells, your organs, your energy. If we don't get coherent restored, then we are constantly subject to all of these things hitting us, which comes from the nanotechnology that was developed with Nephilim. Like that's where it came. Can you believe I'm saying this aloud? I can't because I laughed at those people. I don't anymore. I'm sorry I ever laughed. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Just got to process sometimes. I'm like, yeah, this world is good. America is awesome. FDA is probably pretty good. You know, maybe just some corruption. Organic food is pure. We can probably trust decent supplements. Oh, the sun just looks weird. All of that. No. Oh. Dear. So PEMF is in a whole other episode. So the three machines, the Vibe, the Shift, and FSM, which is frequency specific microcurrent. I have the MIND device. So those three are proven. They restore coherent fields. They speak to the cellular function of your organs, because a lot of PEMF machines are just random codes that don't actually target your organs, your cells, your tissues, which all have unique hertz frequencies. And this is detailed in an amazing book called The Resonance Effect by Carolyn McMacken. So Patty, I'm curious if your Rife actually helps you, because if it does, hey, I hope I'm wrong. But I have heard from sources I know I can trust, that doctors that work in this, that you cannot trust Rife machines whatsoever. Any and all have been compromised. I don't know. Yeah, so PMF deserves a whole episode because there's so much crap out there that's not even... I felt something with the Shift device. I felt something massive. And I will tell you, since the Coherent Restore yesterday, I slept 10 hours last night, and I've been shedding particles. I won't tell you more, but like, you know, when you go pee, you can... What's that? Can't believe we're talking about this stuff. This is so crazy. So I don't do sauna. My body cannot handle sweating at all. My nervous system is so... My nervous system was really wrecked from detoxes last year. Stuff made me so much worse. So I can't tell you of any sauna I recommend because I can't even get in one right now. So I'm just letting my body heal. I'm holding on slow and steady with this stuff. I really am. And I'm going to do the Azure Well multivitamin, the copper supplementation. But like, that's it. I don't want to keep adding stuff. I really believe that slow and steady will pay off for me. If there's anything else I'll try, it'll be a frequency product. Like if it is an active frequency, yeah. But anything else just sets me back. If it's a new food, if it's a new diet, if it's a sauna, if it's cold, forget cold plunge. We won't even go there. That almost killed me last year. It added months to my recovery timeline. Ash says, you remember the day of the solar eclipse when they flipped the switch? That's nuts. Wow. The day they flipped the switch. Wow. Macy says, I have the Healy and the Rife frequency machine, not FDA approved. Yeah. Those are the good ones. The one I have that cost way too much money is the amp coil. That one's $10K, I think. But it's got over 300 restore codes for organs, mold, mycotoxin. But it's a slow and steady journey, which Monzo talks about this. He said true healing is never symptom management. In fact, it's usually symptom worsening because your body has to eject and eliminate to heal. But most of us aren't taught that. We're taught, okay, manage your symptom, take some Tylenol. Manage your system, take a drug. Manage your system, take this herb that has fillers and additives in it. We're not taught that this is a process. So it clicked a lot for me when he said that too. I'm like, oh. And then my myofascial therapist told me today, she's like, yeah, whenever something gets unstuck, the first symptom is pain. It hurts, doesn't feel good. Oh, it's getting unstuck now. Yes, Alexa, definitely. My husband's going to go do the Coherent Restore and go see her as soon as he can. And the kids, I don't know, because our top goal is to move. When she ran the Quest 4 machine, we did, I think, 13 or 15 scans. Towards the end of the scan, it was a bunch of emotional and mental stuff affecting the physical state. And one thing she found that I was not surprised, but I was also like, wow, was location trauma. And I'm telling you, like, I'm sick and tired of where I live. And the chemtrails are the worst we've ever seen. And the city is so full of 5G. And it was like, wow, that actually came up on the machine. That's crazy. So energy, which is energy testing, is quantum biology mechanics. It's the way to find out what's affecting the energy fields, which hold more information. If you look at how God designed us as software and hardware, hardware being the material, software being the immaterial, it's actually the truth of how we were designed. I will ask Gina if he can do coherent appointments long distance. I know he said he can do a lot long distance, so you could also reach out and see what he could do for you. Because I'm telling you, last year I was so screwed up, and it was this stuff that got me out of the pit of hell. Like, I'm not kidding. I was near sepsis. I could not sit up, forget being on a computer, forget having a conversation with any life in my eyes. Like, no, all it was gone. So to be here, yeah, we have a lot to work on still, which the machine confirmed, but we're actually right on time for a year-long health restore journey, which we're not taught. Yes, Timothy says liquid med bed. So true. Well, you know, I did the muscle test, sway test. Thanks, Ash. And I need 9 more sprays. So I'm going to go do that. And I'm trying to plan out a channel. If you guys would pray for this, please. I'm trying to plan out a way to get Dr. Monzo's voice out there with parameters around him so we don't go too deep end. But I'm telling you, we have got to get this information out there. Like, COVID is synthetic. It's a customized pathogen. It exploits your weaknesses, and you're only going to heal through frequency, light, and prayer. Dr. Axe doesn't even know this stuff. This is plant spray. To learn more, go to juliasplantspray.com. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. I made a site just for this stuff. juliasplantspray.com. It's a product inside a network marketing company that's very much hidden from the FDA for multiple reasons. And it is 44 molecules, 44 of the most healing plants on Earth. It took a quantum physicist team 50 years to learn how to pull this stuff out. 50 years. And it dropped in 2021, right after COVID. So thank God for a miracle cure. Like, thank God. Because I can tell you, I needed it. And Ash, who's here, she was my sponsor. She needed it. 3 years. Like, close to death. That's where I was too. This is a serious thing. And I hate how people are like, oh, COVID's not some big bad monster. I'm like, it actually came from Satan. Satan is the father of COVID. So yeah, it's pretty freaking bad. But if we're aware, we can detox, we can get a hold of miracles, because we need miracles to heal. We literally are going to need miracles to heal. I'm not underselling it at all. I believe it's 40 sprays a bottle. So you want 3 bottles to last you a month. Yeah, so go to juliasplantspray.com. I won't even drop the company because I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get them in trouble. I don't want to get me in trouble. Go to juliasplantspray.com. You'll see the company name, everything. And unfortunately, it's not a lot of good research because it can't be published. So please do look into that spray if it's new to you, if you don't have it, and you need a healing remedy. Like I said at the beginning of this, I can't be bought or sold. I don't sell anything because anyone tells me to. I'm literally just in search of the truth and how to get out of these multiple diagnoses, which are so strange to me. Oh, and the truth is they're not multiple diagnoses. Actually, they're invented pathogens from Satan. I don't exaggerate, which is crazy. Crazy, crazy. So there's a lot more of these stories, a lot more, and I'll be telling them. I'll be telling them. I feel like I told several people in the last 2 days, I'm like, I really believe God has made me a human guinea pig because first of all, I was a pro-AGI utopian. I was the one reading Ray Kurzweil going, oh, the foglets will change the world for the good. Can you believe that was me, guys? And then my health got hit. And nothing solved that problem but frequency. Yes, Rebecca, the spray cleans everything. There's nothing it won't help you get rid of. You just have to hold on. There's a timeline. The timeline, I will be talking about that with Ash on this channel. There is a timeline to your body healing. But yes, parasites, spike protein, heavy metal, microplastics. There's many stories of it helping with all of those things. So, thank God for rescuing somebody that thought foglets were good and nanotechnology was going to change the world. Thank God for bringing me to the truth, because the truth will set you free. And Hosea 4:6 says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. My people perish for lack of knowledge. So how do we live? We live because of knowledge. That's how we're going to get out of this. I'm sorry, it's a complete lie when people are like, oh, just pray it away and close your eyes. Close your eyes to the evil. Just pray it away. No. We got to know what we're up against, peoples. I'm sorry. No. We're not going to close our eyes and just pray it away and stick our heads in the sand. Or put our heads behind a hymnal and keep singing in church. We got to get out there and fight. The harvest is ready, but the reapers are few. The workers are few. So anyway, yes, more to come as we process this together. And yes, Alexa, God has brought me through a humbling journey. I mean, went from I thought I was on the top of the mountain to like the bottom of the foothill, the valley of the shadow. And God used that whole valley of the shadow to reveal his truth to me. And I don't take that for lightly. Yeah. AG1, I have heard, is full of synthetics and fillers. I would not trust it. Anything that's marketed by major influencers. I mean, there's some influencers that are definitely on mission from God, and I think it's clear, but there's many that are not. So be careful out there. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. All right, so if you watch on Facebook in the group, thank you for being here with me. And if you're on the Quantum Healing Mysteries YouTube channel, thank you as well. I don't know what else to say, because what do you say in times like these? Farewell. I'll see you later. Back to living normally. Back to being an American. Is the spray LG? Not sure what that means. Are you referencing the LifeWave company? Anyway, if you're completely new to the spray, all the details can be found at juliasplantspray.com. So go there where you can read the story, you can read about it, you can read what it is. I put all that together. Element. I would not trust that company either. Sadly. There could be heavy metals in that one. The people testing these things like Monzo are not publishing anything. It's like little excerpts you see. Like, oh, somebody tested these eggs. Turns out they have parasites in them. Parasite eggs inside the egg. You won't find that in a single report, which is really sad. Unless we bind together, right, and create something. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. It's definitely a mission at hand, so I'm sure it's just the beginning, as God makes me the human guinea pig and keeps showing me his healing remedies. Julia'sPlantSpray.com. Yeah. Just go there to learn more about it. I've never, ever, ever thought in my life I would be marketing a healing miracle cure in the end times. Okay. If you told me that, I'd be, you're crazy. You're off your rocker. You lost your molecules. You lost your brain cells. Yet here we are. So what else is crazy? Nothing would surprise me anymore. Sharon loves putting the spray frequencies into your water. That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, I take it every hour. It's pulling me out of the pit. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.